everybody, Sticks here at the Token Minorities, bringing you another deck on Pokemon TCGO, and today we have kind of a three-pronged deck. I mean, there is no like main Pokemon in this deck. I mean, so it revolves around Yveltal-EX, Zoroark Break, and Gallade. And as you can see, we are not using any of Gallade's Prevos because we will be using Maxie's Hidden Ball Trick and utilizing that, but I'll get to that in a second. Now, before I start, I just wanted to say that if you guys enjoyed this deck video or found it helpful in any way, please leave a like or a comment. It really helps the channel, and the more likes and more support we get, the more we will be able to provide videos for you, provide ideas for decks, and just the more we are able to provide to you. So please, if you enjoyed, please like, comment, and give us a sub if you haven't subbed yet. So yeah, now on to the deck. Let's just start off with the Pokemon. We have two Shaman EXs because Shaman is ridiculously good. Two Yveltal, Baby Yveltal, just for the energy acceleration, the Oblivion Wing. 1 for 30. Most of the time you really just want to lead with it, that way you can get energy acceleration onto your bench. 3 of the Yveltal-EX we will be using Evil Ball and Wise Cyclone almost equally, maybe using Evil Ball just a little bit more. And then we are running a 3-2-2 line of Zorua, Zoroark, and Zoroark Break. Zoroark is awesome because of its stand-in ability. It's basically Keldeo and Mind Jack, so if your opponent has a loaded bench, Mind Jack does a lot more. And then Zoroark Break basically just giving Zoroark a 40 additional hit points and being able to use the Foul Play, which, I mean, occasionally for 1 Darkness Energy you can do like 150 damage depending on what your opponent's using, so that's pretty nice. We will also be using Gallade with the Premonition ability and the Sensitive Blade attack. Basically, if you play a supporter, which you will almost always do, you for 2 energy you can do 130, so that is pretty awesome. Then Premonition, you can look at the top 5 cards of your deck and rearrange them in any order that you want, which is really amazing. You can control what cards you draw and in what order you draw them, so that is really nice. And the thing is, Yveltal-EX before, it would have the problem with pretty much being an auto loss to any Manectric decks because you always want to run Muscle Band on these things, and Manectric for 2 energy can completely just knock it out. Gallade gives you a fighting chance against them as it one-shots both Manectric and Mega Manectric EX if you play a supporter that turn, so that's really nice. Now, in order to get Maxie's Hidden Ball Trick to work, we need to be able to really run through our deck and get everything we need in the discard pile. So we'll be running 3 Acrobikes to get what we need, to get stuff that we can use so that we can play Maxie's, 3 Battle Compressors to get Maxie's, Gallade, and some Darkness Energy into the discard pile, 3 Trainer's Mail just to search for some stuff, 4 Ultra Ball to get everything out because nothing can really be level balled except for the Zorua, and it's not important enough that we need to level ball it. And plus, with Ultra Ball you discard, which is actually beneficial in this deck. We are running 4 copies of VS Secret just because we will more often than not be battle compressoring Maxies and occasionally like Professor Sycamore, so we will want to run as many of these as possible. 1 Lysander just because Lysander, 2 Maxies just in case one of them happens to be prized, and sometimes both of them are prized, but if that happens you're just kind of up a creek without a paddle. 4 Professor Sycamore because we want discard and we want consistency. This deck needs consistency, so having 7 cards every single time is amazing. 1 Skyla just in case you want like a Float Stone or something like that. I mean, it's just a nice tech card to have, and also is a nice card that you can use as a supporter where you can just fish something out and not have to discard and draw through your deck, so it's nice late game so you are able to use Sensitive Blade for its full power. Now the stadiums, it's really up to you what you want to run. I choose to run 2 Shadow Circle to mitigate the weakness and give you a little bit better of a chance against Manectric EX, and then 1 Parallel City. Honestly, however many you want to run of these is up to you. You can run, although in this deck I'd say you only want to run 3 because you don't really need to win the Stadium War, you just need to like have a counter stadium so your opponent just doesn't have free reign. 2 Float Stones for the Zoroarks and occasionally the Gallade if they get Lysandered out. 2 Muscle Bands for really whatever you want. I mean, a Muscle Band isn't bad on anything. I'd say the worst thing to put it on is a Zoroark just because you wouldn't have the free treat then. 4 DCEs because, I mean, Gallade functions on DCE, Zoroark functions on DCE, Yveltal-EX, while it still needs a Darkness Energy, hits for harder damage with the DCE. I mean, basically DCEs are just amazing in this deck, and then 8 Darkness Energy just because, and you also have the acceleration. So yeah, that's the deck, guys, and let's just go ahead and see this in action. Alrighty, we have found one against Mega Mr Mime, and looks like I do have the advantage, so I'm hoping it's like a Gengar deck or something to where I'll be able to hit for weakness. We do get to go first. That is, that's nice. Yeah, I do like that, just because we will be able to hit stuff early, and maybe depending on what we get, we do. Ooh, this is, this could be better, but also could be a lot worse. I'm just gonna go ahead and start with these. And then, okay, we do see a Zubat, so what I am going to immediately do is attach this onto there, go ahead and Ultra Ball away the Darkness Energy and the other Yveltal to grab a Shaman. Hopefully we have one. Yes, we do. And both of them are not prized. Let's see. So both Gallade are in the deck. That is nice. So that way when we battle Compressor, we will be able to get rid of them. And what I can do is, I'm going to go ahead and Ultra Ball away the Zoroark and the Skyla to get myself an Yveltal-EX that I can go ahead and slap onto the bench, and then play the Shaman for a full 6 cards. And why are we having trouble with this? No. Let's see, what do I want to do? I'm going to go ahead and Acro Bike, see what I can get, and that's really bad. Just going to go ahead and grab this, and then I think I'm going to go ahead and Skyla to try to grab a Muscle Band. That way the my opponent cannot play a Headringer onto my Yveltal. Play that down. Do I want to Shaman for more cards? I might just keep it in my hand just in case. So yeah, let's just go ahead and end my turn right there. Next turn I will play a DCE onto the Yveltal-EX on the bench, play a Shaman down. If I can get a Muscle Band, then I will KO the Zubat. I really just kind of wanted to start off with putting the Muscle Band on this guy just to make sure if my opponent has a Headringer, then that doesn't come into play very much, because he will have to put it on the Shaman, and Yveltal will not be able to be a target for him. So it looks like my opponent is just going to attach to the Wobbuffet on the bench. This is probably just a straight Wobbuffet deck. Okay, he's going to Lysander in the Yveltal, so that's a bit unfortunate to start with, but what I can do is, okay, so he's just stalling right there. I can play the Zorua, and then I can play the DCE onto this, and then I can go ahead and Shaman, get a couple more cards. I do get a Darkness Energy, I even get a Muscle Band as well. So what I can do is go ahead and take a prize by retreating. I hate to do that with the DCE, but you know what, sometimes you just gotta do it in order to get a early KO and some acceleration. So I discarded a DCE, which you normally don't want to do, but in this case it was definitely worth it because I got a KO and I even got some energy acceleration. So now my opponent will have to go into his Wobbuffet, and what do I need? I think I'm just going to attach the DCE onto this benched Yveltal. He is going to attach a... Okay, it's going to do that. I kind of want to wait to play my Shadow Circle because in this game it will strictly be a counter stadium. Like, there is nothing else that it will be doing. If I can get a Float Stone, that would be incredible because then I will be able to rush in, and my opponent just concedes. We did have a pretty good start. You didn't get to see the Gallade early, but I mean, we were able to get a knockout on the Zubat and power up our Yveltal on the bench. Had to discard a DCE, but that's not the biggest deal because we were able to immediately come back, and it's really just like risk versus reward. Like, is it worth it to discard a DCE? And in that case, it definitely was. So yeah, let's just go ahead and try to find another match with this deck. Unfortunately, this might have to be a little bit shorter of a live because I'm kind of crunched for time. But yeah, let's just go ahead and try to find another match. Alright, we have found another one against T0113, and once again we have the advantage. I really do not like seeing that just because then that means that we don't get the 15 versus points if we happen to win. And we do win the coin flip, so that's nice. So we will want to go first to just get as much started as we can, maybe get a turn 1 or turn 2 Gallade. That would be ideal. And oh man, we start with a really... I don't like seeing that. I mean, we have stuff that we can work with, I suppose. But what I can immediately do is just Ultra Ball away the fighting, or the darkness and the Gallade to grab, what am I going to grab? Probably an Yveltal. Do I want to grab an Yveltal or an Yveltal-EX? Probably, actually I kind of want to grab a Zoroark just in case I'm able to rush in and retreat next turn, so let's just go ahead and Battle Compressor away, get rid of, what do I want to get rid of? Is there any Gallades left? There's a Maxis, want to get rid of that. Let's see, that's another Maxis, I've already gotten rid of one Gallade. Is the other prized? It very well might be, and it looks like it is, so I'm just going to get rid of one more Battle Compressor. I'm going to play the Trainer's Mail, see what I can get off of that. I can get an Ultra Ball, so that's an option. I think I'm just going to grab that. Play this Shaman down, draw until I have 6 cards, see what else I can get. And oh, that's actually pretty solid, because what I can do is go ahead and Skyla for a VS Secret, where I might be able to get a Maxis next turn. So, and then I'm going to go ahead and play this, grab one Yveltal, play that there, play the DCE onto this Zoroark, and I think that's how I'm going to end my turn. I will be able to get a Gallade next turn for certain, because I can Ultra Ball away 2 things. I can attach tools wherever I want. I can probably just, I am probably going to attach the Float Stone, then Ultra Ball for a Zoroark, I think. I don't know, it really depends on what I get, because I actually can go ahead and, yeah. So let's see, I get another Ultra Ball, so I am going to attach this to the Zoroark, then Ultra Ball away my Ultra Ball and my energy for a Zoroark. And then what I am going to be able to do is Maxis immediately. Let's go ahead and do that. Go for a Maxis Hidden Ball Trick, get a Gallade onto the bench. Yes, please. And then draw 5. And I even get a Zoroark break, so that's nice. Let's see, what I can immediately do is stand in. I think I will be able to knock out this turn, because that's 130, so that's really nice. I am going to go ahead and attach that to, I'm going to go ahead and attach it to this Gallade, because I feel like Gallade is going to be the most valuable thing this match, and I want to make sure it's ready. So what I am going to do is immediately play down, no, I want to keep that spot open for a, whatchamacallit, for, why can't I think of what it is, an Yveltal-EX, so just going to Mind Jack, get another Professor Sycamore. That's not necessarily what I wanted to see, but, I mean, you'll work with what you got. So my opponent is going to start his turn. He's going to slap a Muscle Band onto this Raikou, slap a Muscle Band onto the Pikachu, get an Octillery. Ooh. I'm hoping he is not able to get, like, a Magnezone, and then, yeah, if he gets a Magnezone and 2 more energies this turn, that could be real trouble for me. I'm really hoping he wasn't able to get it. He does Ultra Ball. What's he going to get? Probably, what will he get? I'm not sure on this one. However, I will most likely, okay, so he can't get a Magnezone this turn, so that is nice for me. I can just retreat into the Gallade on the bench, and yeah, so we're in a pretty solid position. So, I mean, it doesn't matter if he's able to draw 7. He cannot get a Magnezone this turn. That is impossible. And yeah, we're sitting relatively pretty, actually. So what I am going to do is immediately go ahead and break Evolve, slap the Float Stone onto the Gallade, play the Sycamore to get 7 more cards, hopefully. Okay, I do get a regular energy. I can play an Yveltal down. I can go ahead and prevent him from being able to play more than 1 card next turn, and then I can immediately just Premonition. What do I want next turn? Probably, and my opponent just concedes because we would have been able to go into the Gallade and attack with Sensitive Blade to knock out all of his damage, or not damage, all of his energy and all of that. So yeah, like, you see how this deck works. It's very fast, it's very effective, and I mean, I apologize for it having to be a little bit shorter of a live, but ultimately you saw what this deck does. It accelerates energy onto the bench using the baby Yveltal. It uses Gallade to neutralize the electric weakness which we even faced in this final match, and then you just kind of attack things and just move energy around and really control the game with Gallade and control your matchups. So yeah, that's the deck, guys. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. And this is Styx signing out. Why not? See you guys.